welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. My name is Mike Scalise. I'm Senior Director of Customer Success at Mountain. And today I have Nidhi from the Honey Pot that's one of our customers joining me on stage.
Hi, I'm Nidhi. I'm with Honey Pot Company, and they are a plant-derived. I don't know. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Okay. Plant-derived feminine care, personal care brand, and we are committed to providing better-for-you solutions or products for all our humans. And what do I do at Honeypot? So I like to spend money to make money. What does that mean? I run the paid marketing efforts at Honeypot Company, supporting our D2C business, our .co, as well as the retail partners like Target, Walmart, CVS. I focus on driving growth through the digital channels while staying true to our brand's core values.
Awesome. Thank you. So tell me a little bit more about some of the challenges that you guys are currently facing at Honey Pot and the objectives that you have to overcome day to day in a loud marketplace.
So let me touch on a little bit on the objectives. But we like to we focus on brand awareness while driving conversions through our digital channels. And among challenges, I would say, like you mentioned, crowded place, right? Like, how do we stay or maintain our authenticity in the crowded place? How do we reach our diverse targeted audience effectively? And then we're continuously navigating the changes in the consumer behavior as well as the digital privacy restrictions. So maintain like do our the broad awareness as well as targeted reach is a key for us.
Yeah, you and a lot of other marketers, probably a lot of other people here in this room, but obviously a Mountain connected TV platform, kind of biased here to understand a little bit more about how connected TV fits into your overall strategy. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Definitely. So connected TV actually became very vital to our media mix because of its broad reach, broad audience, as well as the precision targeting. It aligns really well with the consumer behavior, as you know, and you probably have multiple subscriptions to the streaming platform. Most of us are consuming content on these streaming platforms. So if you're not on connected TV, then that would be a total miss.
Yes, what she said.
So you meant right.
You mentioned that a lot of people are streaming. Can you tell me a little bit more specifically about how you find your audience and what are some of the strategies that you guys are currently using to do so?
Definitely. So I'm gonna go back a little bit. Like when we first started with Mountain a couple years ago, we were building our custom audiences, leveraging our first-party data, our insights, and learning from our website interactions, email, CRM data, as well as the mix between the demographic, psychographic, behavior, interest, anything and everything we learned about our audience, we were leveraging that information to build custom audience. And we did find tremendous success in audiences that were based off of life stages. For example, new moms, newlywed, young families with little kids, or someone who's interested in different outdoor activities or music concerts. So those were our core audience. But this year, we shifted our strategy because thanks to Mountain, they introduced a new audience segment called Mountain Match, which is AI-based. And we are able to maximize our performance leveraging that audience. They're able to effectively find the user who is either already love our brand or will love our brand and likely to take an action. So maybe Mike can tell a little bit more about how this wonderful audience work.
Yes. Well, thank you obviously for bringing up Mountain Match. It's a big initiative for us here at Mountain, but one of the main things that we want to drive with Mountain Matched is leveraging AI. And we want to use AI in a way that doesn't replace jobs or is not taking over, and really allow marketers to have the time and energy to come up with creative tests and strategies and really find out what's going to drive an impact for their brand. And what we're really excited about with Mountain Match, not only is the performance that we're seeing really, really strong, but what it's been able to do is take the highest intent or the likeliest individual out there in market to purchase your product and find them. And we do that through a couple different ways. One, we're scraping the site to understand what products you're offering, who's most likely to engage with your product. And then we look at a couple other things. We look at shopping behavior. What are other people that are out there also purchasing the honeypot, purchasing elsewhere, and trying to build an audience that kind of matches. And the third thing that we layer in is life events. So you mentioned new moms. My wife and I have 2 kids, but when she was a first-time mom, that's when we were first introduced to the honeypot into our household. So those type of life events also kind of layered into there. And so what we found with those 3 key buckets is able to build an audience that is really engaged and most likely to convert. And obviously you want to spend those dollars against those people first. And the second bucket would be the medium intent audience, and that's where your dollars can then continue to go. And our third bucket would be called max reach. So more of those people that land on site maybe aren't as engaged with your product yet. They're shopping around, they're looking for it, and then you can really extend the budget there, kind of building that awareness like you mentioned earlier. So obviously at Mountain, we're focused on performance, right? We even call ourselves a performance TV platform, not connected TV platform. But can you talk to me a little bit more about the results that you're seeing on connected TV and what they're able to provide for the honeypot?
Definitely. So we do consider connected TV as part of our performance marketing. It does, being an upper funnel channel, it does provide that broad reach, but as well as it, you can drive direct conversions through prospecting and retargeting campaigns. And we have seen, like, it is our always on strategy, but we have also leveraged Mountain for our product launches or seasonal promotions. And we, because of the reach that connected TV provide, we are able to scale pretty quickly and able to measure that impact through our website interactions, traffic, household reach. The beauty is, like, we get a lot of metrics on this to really understand what's happening in this, in spite of being an upper funnel channel for us.
Nice. You also mentioned too that you use it for specific tactics like tentpole seasons. Q4 is right around the corner.
Yes.
I know Black Friday, Cyber Monday is going to be what we like to call doomsday here coming soon, where it's a really important time frame. Talk to me a little bit more about how you leverage CTV for moments like that.
So, like, this year it will be a little bit different because we are testing Mountain Match, but last year and the year before, we saw tremendous success with the Mountain audience. Some of our, during Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale, some of our audience had phenomenal, like when I say phenomenal, like 7 ROAS, like really, really strong ROAS and super strong AOV. So yeah, it has worked beautifully for us. And I'm very excited to see how Mountain Match does it this year.
As are we. So I want to kind of switch gears a little bit more here now and talk a little bit about like the world of streaming. I think every marketing post out there right now talks about connected TV and the growth that it has and the evolving kind of marketplace. How do you anticipate your CTV strategy changing as the space continues to evolve?
So as the space continues to evolve, I feel like we'll be able to have more information, like more targeted reach and data-driven, just because we'll have this tremendous amount of data, insight, as well as with all the advances in AI. We'll be able to further refine our targeting and creative, which will make us even stronger to reach our audience more effectively.
Nice. Yeah, with a lot of the changes that we're expecting, AI obviously being one of them, that's where we really are excited about Mountain Match and the coming phases of it with adding keywords into it and trying to help be a little bit more targeted. I think excited to see how this partnership continues to evolve in the future.
Definitely. And there's a new product, right? The Mountain Match with keywords is where you can like feed some of your high converting keywords, things like that, and it can build audience.
Yeah.
I haven't tested that just yet, but it is on my list to test this year. Can you speak a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, in addition to the three kind of buckets that we have that builds the Mountain Match audience, you also can layer in specific keywords, similar to how any of you are building keyword audience in other channels and in other audience strategies. Same thing here. We will be able to recommend specific keywords that we think, or that the AI, I should say, not we, think would be worthy of targeting. And you can see exactly how that impacts your audience, right? So you can see those three different buckets by adding keywords or taking away keywords. Really, how much does your high intent audience grow? Or if you want to kind of pull back that high intent audience so that your budget actually reaches more of them. It really gives advertisers that ability to kind of play a little bit more. And to a point that you were making earlier, as you start to think about what are those segments that make sense to go after a little bit more. Is it new moms? I know you mentioned concert goers, outdoor enthusiasts, whatever that is. Creating those campaigns and targeting those individuals a little bit differently with different kinds of creative are going to be key. And obviously, we want to be able to drive performance behind that as well.
Fantastic. And could we see the high intent keywords, like what's working, what's not working, or is that further down the roadmap?
Yeah, that's further down the roadmap. Phase 1, 2, we like to roll things out fast. When we get really excited about something at Mountain that works, we want to get it to our customer bases as soon as possible. But definitely on the roadmap of something that we want to be able to provide that level of insights like we do today in some of our 3P audience segments, which you're familiar with, getting a really good understanding of what those audience behaviors are and what works for your brand.
Perfect.
So I know we're kind of coming towards the end here, but I do want to say thank you for joining me on stage here at Grow. This is my first time here. Excited to be here. I think it's yours as well.
It's my first time too.
Well,
First of many now.
first of many. Love it. Can you tell me a little bit more about, as you first started navigating CTV, what were some of the things that you were looking for in a partner, and what was kind of top of mind for you when you first tapped into testing CTV?
So more, like I said, mentioned earlier, right? Like the consumer shift, consumer behavior, right? Where our users are, how we can reach them effectively, and this being the space where everybody's consuming their content, whether it's through Hulu or Apple TV. That's why a couple of years ago, we were like, okay, we want to explore this, and it was just not like traditional TV where you just getting impression, not knowing whether it's reaching the, I would say, qualified user, right? Here you get a lot of data behind, so you really understand where your audience is, how it's performing. So, but I would say when you're first starting CTV, one, having a clear goal, like we wanted to increase our broad reach, but more effectively, right? So this was the channel we decided to explore. So having clear goal, having strong video assets, and well-defined audience. Like those are the three, I would say, three essential for a successful CTV advertising. And you can, again, for audience, you can build it whether using your first-party data or you can use Mountain Match. But also, don't be afraid of testing different creative. Like we have tested videos with banners or just videos or custom audiences versus AI-driven audiences. So just test, and see what resonates best with your audience.
Awesome, thank you. One last thing. Is there anything that you would have done different knowing what you know now when you first started?
Yeah, I think what I didn't know at that time, or didn't realize, I would say, that how important it is to have a consistent creative strategy. What I mean by that is not that you need hundreds of assets before you start testing, but you do need to think about your creative strategy, you do need to think about creative fatigue and how to have these additional assets there. And lastly, I would say focus on brand building, and performance. Like it's such a strong, powerful combination, which will not just drive awareness, but tangible results. Like you'll see conversion, you'll see household reach. So it's a very powerful stuff.
Yeah. Thank you so much today, Nidhi. Appreciate you joining me here and appreciate the Grow team for having us. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.